Long before the Age of Heroes, the universe was defined by a brutal 10-year cosmic war. This was the Titanomachy, a generational struggle for control between two factions of unkillable immortals. The violence was fueled by a single obsession. Cronus, the Titan king, had been warned by a prophecy that his own children would overthrow him, just as he had overthrown his own father. This slide detailing the rise of the first children shows how Cronus attempted to break the cycle. To ensure no child could ever challenge his throne, he swallowed each of his offspring alive the moment they were born. His wife, Rhea, eventually reached a breaking point. When her sixth child, Zeus, was born, she substituted the infant with a stone wrapped in blankets and smuggled the real baby to the island of Crete. Zeus was raised in secret, hidden within these rugged mountain caves. Once he reached maturity, Zeus returned to confront his father. He successfully poisoned Cronus, forcing the Titan to regurgitate his 5 fully grown siblings, who emerged ready for revenge. By attempting to consume his children to save his crown, Cronus had unintentionally created a unified, vengeful army that was now standing at his gates. The two factions fortified opposite ends of ancient Thessaly. The Titans established their base on Mount Othries, while the Olympians occupied Mount Olympus. Cronus organized the Titans' defense with his nephew, Atlas, whose legendary strength made their lines nearly impossible to break. For a decade, the war was a total stalemate. Because every combatant was an immortal god, no one could actually be killed. They traded blows that would have leveled cities, but neither side could secure a definitive victory. Zeus realized that divine magic and standard weaponry were insufficient for this kind of war. To break the Titan lines, he needed to find heavier firepower outside the immediate circle of Olympian gods. Immortality meant the war could technically last forever. To end it, Zeus had to escalate the conflict by recruiting allies that even the Titans feared. Zeus descended deep beneath the earth to the prison of Tartarus. There, he freed his father's long-forgotten brothers, the Cyclopes and the 100-armed Hecatontres, who had been locked away for generations. The Cyclopes were master smiths. In gratitude for their freedom, they forged the weapons that would define Zeus's reign, his signature thunderbolts. But the Hecatontres provided the raw tactical advantage. As this chart of the first children illustrates, these creatures possessed 50 heads and 100 arms each, allowing them to rain thousands of massive boulders down on the Titan positions at once. Even after the Titans were defeated, Zeus faced one final apocalyptic threat. Gaia, the Earth Mother, sent the dragon monster Typhon, a creature so massive its heads touched the stars, as a final challenge to his new regime. Typhon was the ultimate expression of the Earth's violent, unbridled power. By striking it down with his thunderbolts, Zeus proved he could suppress any threat to his new world order, no matter how monstrous. With the war over, Zeus handed out brutal sentences. Most Titans were cast into the depths of Tartarus, but Atlas was singled out for a unique punishment. He was condemned to stand at the edge of the world and hold the weight of the heavens on his shoulders. But victory brought new internal tensions. Hades was the eldest of the 3 brothers, and by the laws of the gods, he held the strongest claim to the throne of their father. Zeus had no intention of stepping down. To prevent a civil war among the victors, the 3 brothers agreed to draw lots, leaving the division of the universe to a game of chance. Poseidon drew the seas, Hades the underworld. Zeus drew the heavens, giving him the high ground supremacy of the peaks above the clouds seen here. The stability of the new universe was finally established, not through a consensus on justice, but through a combination of military dominance and a literal roll of the dice. Despite his victory, Zeus immediately fell victim to the same paranoia that destroyed Cronus. He heard a new prophecy, that a child born to the goddess Metis would one day grow strong enough to overthrow him. Zeus chose a familiar, drastic path. He tricked Metis into transforming herself into a fly and promptly swallowed her, hoping to end the threat before it could be born. The plan backfired in a bizarre way. Metis began crafting armor for her child inside Zeus's body, causing him such agony that his head had to be split open with an axe. From that wound, Athena emerged, already fully formed and ready for battle. The Titanomachy had successfully replaced the old regime, but it couldn't kill the underlying cycle of fear and betrayal. The struggle for power had simply shifted into a new, more complicated era. This divine drama would eventually ripple down to the world of men, where the jealousies and vendettas of the gods would manifest as the trials of the hero Hercules. That is a story for next time.